Yeah, when I started writing that, I really began to start to realise about the creative writing process. To my mind, it's a kind of a cocktail of hard graft, incredible discipline and magic. Often when I sit down to write, I don't necessarily know what's going to happen. It's like my subconscious mind is tapped into some resource that my conscious mind is unaware of. It's like the act of sitting in front of the laptop is kind of an incantation to calling down the forces of what I can only describe as magic. I wonder if anyone's got any questions about the process of creative writing, or indeed anything, if anyone's got anything they'd like to ask. Yes?
Do you have a muse?
A muse? I wouldn't say so really. No, not really. No.
Does she write?
Yeah, she does. I don't think that my work could exist if I didn't have her support, as well as the support of my fantastic editor. I'm lucky in that way because writing is, as I say, it's incredible hard graft, and it doesn't just fly onto the page. It's sort of, I write it and then I rewrite it and then I polish it and then I rewrite it again, and after I can't even see what it says anymore because I've rewritten it so many times, I send it to Jamie, my fantastic editor, and he goes, oh, you've got to change all this and you've made all these mistakes. So, it's a really long process. You don't just write something and it flies onto the page. It's quite a, it's graft. It's hard graft. And there's a little bit of magic in it as well, I think. Yes?
I'm just interested how you kind of transition from writing memoirs to writing fiction. Did you find it difficult or did you find it liberating?
Well, yeah, it's interesting because I think I did find it quite liberating, just being able to make stuff up. As I say, it's based on the Sutcliffe killings, but it's a made-up story. And actually, I think nearly everything is fiction, even the memoir. It's my version of events, told through the prism of my experience. So, in a way, it's kind of everything is fiction, and everything isn't fiction. One of the interesting things that came out of the Saddest Sound was, although as I say, I made up all the women characters in it, are completely made up, but. A woman who had worked as a social worker with one of the actual victims of the Yorkshire Ripper actually read the book and emailed me and said, you've told their story. And of course they're not the same stories, but it's about mining for truth. And I think one of the interesting things about creative writing is it's a little bit like archaeology. You kind of like, you dig for something and you sort of see it to start to appear, and then you kind of brush away a little bit more sand until it appears a little bit more, and you carry on until you've got a beautiful artefact. So yeah, in that sense, I think that the creative process was a bit more like archaeology perhaps than the memoir, which I was dredging up memories and talking to family members to kind of write that work. Yes?
What is it about like serial killers that you find inspiring?
Well, as I say, my mum kind of got me into that. I think one of the things that I'm interested in, as I've said, is feminism and patriarchy, and I think one of the things about serial killers is I don't think there are any women serial killers that are the same as male serial killers. Yes, there are women who are like serial poisoners or, killing men for insurance, but the same kind of sexual serial killer, as far as I'm aware, people might throw the name Aileen Wuornos at me, who was labelled the first female serial killer, but I'd argue that isn't the same thing. I don't know if anyone's heard of her, but so I'm interested in how serial killers like Sutcliffe, like Mike Graham, they're kind of a boil that erupts on the body of patriarchy. They're kind of made by that system. They're an obvious outcome of patriarchy. Of course, that will happen, that kind of horrific violence against women. So it's kind of that, I think, that interests me. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so could you explain why you think that? You know,
Why I think men...
why it's a result of patriarchy that you would have someone like Sutcliffe or Bundy or whatever?
I think well, one of the things about Sutcliffe, one of the books I read when I was researching the Study Sound was by a brilliant feminist writer called Nicole Ward-Juvet, and her thesis was basically that Sutcliffe was sort of labelled mad, and they said he was hearing voices and sort of that he was led by the voices that he heard when he was digging a grave, and that kind of... It's easy to say he's mad. And Nicole Ward-Juvet's thesis really was that he wasn't mad at all. He was just simply living out everything around him, his father, his family, the society he lived in. He was playing out everything he'd been taught. Yeah, I'm not saying there weren't elements of mental illness in there, but
So you saw things like what, that women are second class. That's
yeah. I believe you've read the book, haven't you?
yeah.
And yeah, I think definitely his own, Sutcliffe's the relationship that I draw between Graham and his mother is based on Sutcliffe's relationship with his mother, and there are several elements in that. But I think we only have to look at the position we're in now to do with the recent historic sexual abuse cases that we're now trying to deal with retrospectively, to see how strong that sense of entitlement about women's bodies that some men have, that was endemic in society, absolutely endemic. And weirdly, Sutcliffe actually had a relationship with Jimmy Savile.
I've seen a picture of
Yeah,
him.
he visited him in jail, and it's just, oh my God, that's just a horrible, how many things are wrong with this picture. So I don't know if I've actually answered your
No,
question.
I'm interested in it. I'm not disagreeing, I'm interested in the experience.
Yeah. Just a few days ago, Donald Trump's attitude, that expresses a lot of the same kinds of things.
I was going to say, does your work teaching sort of subjects like sociology, is that in any way sort of informed or affected your work?
I think very much so.
Because when I was reading it, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Those issues are sort of emerging.
Yeah, I mean, those are the issues that I'm fascinated by, and it's probably why I teach those subjects. So yeah, very much so. But I think the creative work...
Fictionalising all that sort of...
That's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to pick it up and run with it. The dryness of academia, in a way, I was a bit fed up with, and I wanted to pick it up and make stories out of it. And we're kind of running out of time. I would like